Welcome to the Real Collective podcast. I'm Brendan McKeigan. With me, as always, is Sean Tasse. Sean, how are you?
Hey, I am feeling festive. When we're recording this, it's just a couple days until Christmas. I think when it gets posted, it'll be after Christmas. So if you're watching this, I hope you had a Merry Christmas and not yet a Happy New Year. I think that's when this episode is going to air. So we're just about wrapped up in terms of pun not intended, in terms of getting ready for Christmas. We've got a couple more things to bake and some actual wrapping to do, but a lot of excitement around the household with all the littles. So
yeah, definitely. All right, so if you're watching this in Purgatory Week, which is the week between Christmas and New Year's, thank you very much. If you're having a good time, please like, subscribe, and share the channel. That would be great. And download us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify if you haven't already, or one or the other. You don't have to download us on both. That's excessive. Don't worry about it. Thought we'd talk today about some things to do when maybe you're going to a warmer climate. Maybe some of you are looking forward to the new year because you're not far off from taking your all-inclusive trip, maybe going down to Florida or somewhere in America where it's nice and warm. Maybe you got plans. Maybe you're going to Spain. I don't know. But we thought, let's just give them some tips on how to prep your house.
wait, have you been on all-inclusive trips, Brendan?
Yeah.
Where do you go typically? We go down to the islands, the island of Mexico. We go like Jamaica or Costa Rica or like whatever down in that area. I think I don't know if I named. Did I say Costa Rica? Also not an island.
Yeah.
No, sorry. Yeah, Costa Rica's not.
Correct.
Dominican Republic and Haiti.
Yes.
Where else have we been? St. Lucia. It was fun.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of different. I really like the idea of going away and have someone cooking and cleaning for you.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially if you have somebody doing the same thing at your house while you're gone on vacation. You know what? That's a great time to hire a cleaner while you're on vacation.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to plan it. Just get a cleaner. You come home to a nice clean house. Beauty.
That is one of the nicest things. It's actually that is coming home to a nice clean house. I agree. So this topic sort of came up because we were talking about Home Alone and how do you avoid a Home Alone incident. It's true for your house, but it also could be true like if you own a cottage and you're not there all the time, right? Any of these tips and tricks can come in handy there. I am not going away this year on vacation, I don't think. But man, has it been a lot of fun to just pick up and go for a week or 10 days or whatever it is.
Yeah.
How long do you guys typically go for if you go? Do you go for a week or 2 or 10 days?
A week. Yeah. Yeah, we haven't done like the all-inclusive resorts and stuff like that too much. We're usually just going on trips of some kind. So
I find that like a week isn't long enough. Like you need that extra, because for me anyways, it takes me 2 days to like decompress when I get there.
Yeah.
At the end of it, I've got like 2 days where I'm starting to like ramp back up and have anxiety about work and like all the stuff that didn't happen while I was gone that has to get done. So I really only get like 3 days in the middle where I'm in that chill zone and I stop biting my nails. That's the big indicator that I'm relaxed, is I've stopped biting my nails. But 10 days gives you 6 days of that in the middle for me.
Yeah. I think 10 days is that's a sweet spot for sure.
Yeah. 2 weeks feels too long.
Yeah.
Again, for me, everybody's different, right?
Yeah. All right. So let's go. Let's maybe you're going away for a longer period, 10 days or more, let's just say.
Yeah. You're going to France with all of your family.
You're going off to France. One of the things, I mean, you're going to turn down, this is going to seem so obvious, turn your heat down. No one's in the house. Yeah. What are you heating?
Yeah. Your furniture.
Yeah.
But wait. How far down? Because like you don't want to turn it all the way off, because what about your pipes freezing and bursting?
Well, no, I know.
So how far down? This is one thing I didn't know until recently, right? Because I wanted to just turn it all the way off at the cottage, and people laughed at me. You don't turn it off; you just turn it down. And I was like, okay, cool. I'll turn it down to 16. And then people laughed at me because 16 is way too high to leave it. I was told the number is like 9 or 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just above a fridge.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Like a warm fridge.
Yeah, like a beer fridge. Yeah, I mean that makes a lot of sense, right? The risk, yeah, of course, with turning it off is your pipes bursting, but you also don't want to spend a bunch of money heating a house when there's no one to keep warm.
Exactly. And if you have pets, go get a pet sitter.
Hey, yeah, that's not on our list, eh? Yeah, whenever we go away, yeah, we send our dogs to the to someone who boards them. Someone in town here. His name's Rob. He's great. Canadian dog father. Shout out to the Canadian dog father. Rob is wonderful.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, I guess I want to take care of your pets.
Yeah.
It's funny that hasn't been on any list, or we didn't come up with it, or I didn't see it anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
But do that. What
else do we do?
I mean, I think a lot of this is just, it seems obvious when we go down the list, like just ask a neighbor to keep an eye on it, or, check your mail or something, just for that reason.
Yeah, it's all like, it's about optics, right? Like the idea is you want it to look like you're still there. So if you've got a pile up of mail, that sort of that lets the robbers know, hey, it looks like nobody's been here for a while. You got Harry and Marv, the wet bandits, looking around and saying, oh wow, these guys look like they're not here. But if you've got someone picking up your mail, it's one less indicator. And yeah, it makes or like your Amazon boxes, right? Like porch pirates showing up and trying to
Yeah.
You don't want that. So it's important to have a good neighbor. Man, we've got a great neighborhood here. Like our little spot where we live, like our neighbors are super good to take care of that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think too, like with the way that homes are going now, if you're the kind of traveler that's going away once a year for a week or more, why not just get like a Google Nest, like or video doorbell or something? So at least your front door and driveway are kind of recorded. It's just that'll give you a little bit of peace of mind.
Yeah. So ours, we can talk two ways, and sometimes like someone will ring on the door and we're not home. We're somewhere, right? And you can like have a conversation with them.
Yeah.
Which is good. Yeah. In terms of having your neighbors clean, have them shovel too, right? In the winter, if you're gone, have them shovel the driveway, and not like if you've got a company who does the driveway, have them do the steps, and give them a key if you trust them. Let them turn the lights on, shovel the snow, all that sort of stuff, and keep an eye for anything that looks funky. And if you've got good neighbors, like they can go in and double check and look in the basement and see, oh well, there's no leaks or fire or anything like that. You also have to think about your insurance. Right? Like your insurance might need someone to be in the house on a regular basis. So, if you're away for more than a few days, the insurance company might require somebody to go in every 2 days. So, have a chat with your neighbor, turn if you've got a home alarm, make sure they know what the code is. Right? So that's important. I think for sure. Yeah. And yeah, there's a lot of good value in like home tech in terms of controlling the Nest system remotely, controlling the, watching the front door camera remotely, like any of that stuff is it's pretty cool that we're able to do now. Like you can look at you can turn the temperature up from your phone remotely and watch watch the world go by outside your house.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's a good little peace of mind there for sure. What else we got here? Okay, let's go. Like if you're going far. If you're going far,
You're going.
Yeah, they're not just going down the street to a Boston Pizza. If you're going to be gone for a long time, maybe you're going for a couple of months or something. Maybe you're the snowbirds. Maybe you're going down for 6 months. Who knows? If you're going to be gone for a long time, maybe consider turning your water off entirely. And pausing unnecessary utilities.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I guess if you're going to Boston Pizza, you're going to be there for a good time, not a long time.
That's true.
So yeah, I mean, obviously we've talked about this when we're talking about winterizing your home, like turning off the exterior hose bibs. But this is something that I found out when we were at the cottage: is if you're turning off the water, you're supposed to bleed the pipes and then put back antifreeze into the toilet and back into the pipe. So it's definitely the biggest thing, because specifically at the cottage, not at home, but at the cottage, when we winterize it, we run the risk that the power turns off, and our heat is run by power, right? It's baseboard electric. So if we ever run into an issue where the power turns off, then we run the risk of our pipes bursting, and that's water. We've talked about this in the past. Water is like the biggest threat to your house, right? And it can cost a lot. And if it comes from the inside, it's just as bad as it coming from the outside, obviously.
Yep.
And what a brutal situation to have to walk in your door and walk into like a pool.
Yeah. Yeah. Now they're the wet bandits.
Yeah, literally.
They were the sticky bandits.
Yeah.
So that's how you avoid it. Shut it off. Just shut off the water. You don't need it, and you're not there. Don't worry about it.
And if you don't do that, then when your neighbor comes by to check out your house and shovel, have them flush the toilets. Keep the water flowing. Turn on some. Make sure the cold stuff is out of there and it's replaced by something that's a little less cold.
Yeah, just run it. Just throw everything on and let it go for a couple minutes.
And you're right. You can ask them to turn off like your utilities, like your cable, your internet. You can like put a pause on your programming. I mean, there's no point having cable or internet at a house that you're not at, right?
Yeah.
So could say, I mean, I don't know about you, but like internet's close to $100 a month. TV's probably the same thing. So you've gone for 6 months. That's $1,200.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So if they're going to charge you to put it on hold, but it's basically just a hold fee.
Sure.
The hope is that it's less than what it would be.
Yeah, I mean, look, they charge you. You wind up you still plus $1,000. You can go buy yourself some really nice trinkets in Puerto Vallarta or whatever, right?
Got to get those trinkets.
You got to bring them home to the grandkids.
Yeah. Oh, they'll love this.
Yeah. No. Nobody does. Why is it another skull?
Yeah.
That's just me. I love getting skulls, painted skulls.
So many.
Yeah. The other part we haven't really talked about is like automatic security lights, like motion detector security lights.
Oh yeah.
Right. And then some you can use some cameras that look like cameras, but they're not actually anything. They're just like fake cameras. Those are deterrent. Obviously, a real camera is more. And like we said, you can watch those from your phone. And sometimes that Nest will allow you to turn on and off the lights, right? Or you can set them on a timer so that they turn on automatically at night and then turn off at bedtime. And again, it's all giving the appearance of somebody's there, like Kevin in Home Alone dancing with Michael Jordan's cutout on the train. That's obviously important. And if you don't have a home alarm, then maybe consider getting one if part of your plan is to be not there for a long time. People a lot of times are able to work remotely, so more and more we're seeing people leaving their house and going, like you said, to Spain for 2-3 months and working the winter months in Spain or whatever, Greece, right? And if your house is going to be empty for a long time, you need to take all these different things into account.
Yep.
It's not warm here. Right. So there's safety and security stuff, and then there's heat stuff.
Exactly. All the heat stuff.
Well, I mean, look, man, you don't want to be on vacation and have like, we just had our pipes burst. It's going to kill any zen that you're going to get by being away. You know?
Oh, for sure. For sure. So take care of all that stuff before you go so that while you're away, you can enjoy your time away and then you can come back and feel good about it. And I'm going to stand by the get it cleaner. Get it cleaner while you're away.
And another thing you could do is leave one of your children at home. Accidentally.
Yes. All that happens are hilarious consequences.
Yeah, every time.
Yep. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll jump into something. Who knows? Who knows what it's going to be? But here it is. And then we'll be right back here on the Real Collective Podcast.
This episode of the Real Collective Podcast is brought to you by Real Collective. Real Collective brings together best-in-class real estate agents and collective experts in the field to deliver the best possible service to our clients. We govern ourselves with honesty, open-mindedness, and compassion. With diverse skill sets, our agents are able to better serve a wide array of clients, including first-time buyers, first-time sellers, transferees, estate sales, investors, and rural, vacation, and luxury properties. Authenticity and transparency are pillars of our process, which allows us to put our clients at the center of everything we do. Our years of experience and knowledge allow us to deliver prestigious service and optimal results. If you are interested in buying or selling your home, contact us today at realcollective.ca.
Welcome back to the second half of the Real Collective Podcast. Thank you for sticking around. We're going to do a little quick little second half here before we wrap things up. So again, like, subscribe, and share the channel if you don't mind. That would be great. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all of the like. We thought we'd give you some travel tips. We already talked about how to prep your house so that it's ready for you. What about some travel tips? What are some things that are handy? What's helped you before? What's going to make your life easier to travel?
I got the first one, which is if you can, see if you can get yourself upgraded for cheap or free by checking in as soon as the 24 hours hits on the plane. And sometimes getting upgraded doesn't mean going to business class or first class. Sometimes it just means upgrading your seat to having more leg room.
Yep. Not only that, you can do it when you check in. Yeah. You can do it again when you arrive to the airport, and then you can do it again at the gate. Yeah. And a lot of people will stop at one and be like, meh, there's no harm in trying. It depends on the person you get sometimes. So you can go about it that way. One of the things that I like to do as much as I can when I travel is not check any baggage. Even if you have a carry-on and they're like, we're going to gate check that for you. Okay, that's fine. Usually still have a backpack or something anyway. And rolling your clothes is great. And if you have those vacuum seal bags, like if you really need to bring stuff, vacuum seal bags are great. Especially what we were talking about. If you're going to a destination spot where most of the stuff you're packing is like beachwear and stuff like that, like you're not packing business suits and fancy gowns and whatnot, then they should be okay in your backpack or in or in the carry-on suitcase.
I've watched so many of these, like how to fold your clothes to pack properly. And it's like you've rolled up your t-shirt and like you've rolled your socks around the end of it. And then you roll your pants around this. And it's like a clothes sandwich.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it works. It's effective, a lot more effective than just folding clothes. A lot of the times, man, I check everything and I'm just like, yep, here you go, towels, bathing suits, whatever. And I'm bad for packing. Like Lindsay's often like, what are you bringing? Like all these different things. I bring way too much stuff. I bring like more baseball hats than I would ever wear, but I bring them. I don't know why. What's wrong with me?
I think there's two types of packers. There's people that pack knowing that they're going to just be there for a set amount of time and they don't need everything. And then you get people that are just like, oh, I don't know how I'm going to feel that day. I better bring 4 options for every day. What if I feel like wearing a different hat after lunch?
Yeah. To be clear, I oftentimes will use most of the stuff that I bring. Now, there's probably times where I'll bring back, like, I don't know, 3 unused underwear and like 2 unused pairs of socks and like 1 or 2 unused t-shirts, but most of the rest of the stuff gets used, man.
Yeah. See, I'm kind of the opposite. I don't pack much, usually, but I will pack more socks and underwear that I could possibly ever need. I don't know. That's something I don't budge on. I'm like, nah, that's happening. But especially if you're going to like a resort, all you're packing is bathing suits and tank tops. So should be pretty easy. What other travel tips have been helpful? What have you found?
Yeah, I think packing's great in terms of the actual travel. Especially when you get to the other location, either find the person ahead of time or find the person when you get there that's like connected, especially if you're like in a different language, right?
Right.
Find like that person who's connected with all of the other people. And I feel like that's been really helpful for me. As you might know, I'm very easy to get along with, and I want to get along with people. I'm fun, and I'm writing my dating profile right now. I'm a person who just like, yeah, it's all good. And we've had some really great benefits, whether it's getting either discounts on excursions or finding like the locals only beach or that sort of thing, or going to play soccer with the locals. Like I went and played soccer with the locals in I forget where I was, but it was in St. Lucia, and it was great. If I would have just stayed on the resort and done my own thing, I wouldn't have had that experience. And so it was important, and I always tend to do that, as I find the person who has that connection, the local who has those connections, and I leverage that. You have to know that you're not, being taken advantage of, because hey, look, there is the rich white guy who's here on vacation. Let's sell him 25-cent cigars for $40, right?
Right.
Watch for that. But yeah, I think that's an important piece, is to create a relationship with somebody. I think tipping is super important, right? I lean on, especially like at all inclusives, I lean on tipping big and early for that same reason.
Yeah, absolutely. You get much better service. Something else that helps to do is take your passport and scan it and send a copy to email to yourself and then somebody else here who's not going on the trip with you, parent, friend, whatever. That way, if you do get into some trouble and you lose your passport, at least you have the documentation of it. It's there for you. It's in your email. It's accessible, and it should be secure. So it's you really don't want to get stuck, especially if you're going to places that are maybe not so lenient on traveling with a passport. So having all of that ready is a good little precaution. I think that's just going to help you out in case something happens.
I've never heard of it. I think it's a great idea. Have you ever done that?
Yeah, I'm almost every trip.
I feel like you travel a lot. Like I feel like you did a lot of solo traveling too before. Yeah.
Not really solo, but comedy. Like if I'm flying in and out of Iraq and Kuwait and stuff like that, like I want to make sure that every single precaution is taken, right? So especially when I did that, you just got to make sure. So and those are trips where you pack light. If it's not fitting in your backpack, it's not coming with you. And yeah, just rolled up them clothes.
I also would give you the advice of wearing sunscreen, like that song from when we were graduating.
Yep.
And wear it early. You ruin your whole vacation if you burn on day one. If you want to burn, just save it until your last day, or your second last day or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like that's so basic, but so important.
Yeah. Trying to think of what else has like been like a game changer for me for traveling.
Yeah.
I usually just buy like, I don't know, wrinkle resistant pants to travel comfortably without looking like people who travel in their pajamas.
I listen. I am jogging pants and like Lulu jogging, like comfortable jogging pants.
Yeah.
Like I don't care.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's not the 60s anymore. You don't have to put on a suit to go riding a plane.
And yeah, I think comfort is important, and I think the ability to to do your own thing, whether it's you have your phone and your headphones connecting to the TV or whatever, having that comfort for your actual travel is important.
Yeah. If you are going somewhere that you're not going to have your cell on for data, download where you're going to be or where you want to go offline, Google Maps offline.
Yeah.
It'll help you out in a pinch.
Yeah. Pinch in and out.
Yes.
That's how you zoom on a map.
That is exactly how.
Get it? That's a good call. Yeah. Is that way you're not at the airport, fold or at a gas station folding out an actual map,
Yeah.
Nice.
And don't exchange your money at the airport. It's the worst rates possible. Go to a local bank or something.
Yeah. Would you do it before?
Usually. Yeah. Yeah, because I don't want to worry about that when I'm.
What do you convert it to? Do you convert it to US dollars, which seem to be accepted everywhere, or do you convert it to what the local currency is?
Usually I can't remember. Well, I think if I was in Mexico, I think I was using US dollars. I think that's kind of a thing for, a lot of the destination spots, but I think if it's Europe, you just go with the local currency, right? Which is usually a euro anyway.
Now that I asked it, I feel like my answer is definitely I would want to use whatever the local currency is, because I feel like whatever the exchange rate is, they're gonna be like, oh, good, you're using American money here. Here's your exchange rate, sir. It's right. This is whatever, the equivalent price plus like American money fee. So I think I'd always want to go for whatever the local currency is and understand have the calculator, like have an understanding on a calculator that if you're like, okay, I'm giving you whatever it is, 600 pesos. What does that actually equal in our money? And do the math backwards. Be like, man, you really want $30 for a cup of coffee? This seems weird, right?
Yeah.
That's the fear, of course, is that you're getting into using a different exchange rate, and you're getting taken.
Mm-hmm. Something I've done on a very long flight. Is when you check your bag of liquids that all have to be in separate containers and in a Ziploc bag. Doesn't matter what those liquids are. So I have filled those up with whiskey and gone on some flights and just asked for the complimentary ginger ale and just had a nice whiskey and ginger ale while I watch my movie. Now, obviously, they don't really want you to do that, so maybe keep that to yourself. But if if somebody ever thought that was a good idea and wanted to try it, they could. Just don't make it obvious, and maybe tip the flight attendants just because. And don't ever drink coffee on an airplane.
Why not?
Because the water lines are rarely, if ever, cleaned.
Right.
So that water is not just like fresh Brita water that they pour into a coffee maker. It's like stagnant motor water. Just the grossest stuff in the world. So yeah, leave it.
Motor water?
I'm trying to think of a way to like. It's gonna taste like metal.
I want some confirmation. Are you talking about water that comes from a moat or water that was run through an engine?
Motor water.
Never heard of it.
It's just a phrase I just came up with for describing when it tastes like it's been dripping off an engine, I guess.
Okay. So
let's go with that one.
Okay, not moat like around a castle.
No, it's motor.
All right, perfect. Hey man, I didn't know. Hey, that's good. We coined a new term today.
Yeah.
Well, that's a great way to end the year, is coining new terms.
There you go.
Season 5 of the RCP is now complete, and we have a new term.
We did it. We did it, everybody.
Woo.
Yes.
Worst copy ever. You did it.
There you go. So scan your stuff, pack wisely, have some fun, check early and often for upgrades and availabilities.
Yeah.
And if you look presentable, you're more likely to get upgraded.
Wow.
Yeah. That doesn't mean a suit, but that's why I usually go for like a wrinkle-free pants, even if those are like nicer type, athletic type pants, I guess, casual pants. Yeah, you got a better chance.
Good call.
Happened to me from Dubai to Germany, so I had like a 6-hour flight where they put me in first class.
Oh, I would also imagine that baseball hat won't do it. You have to put product in your hair.
Maybe.
I feel like you look better when you have product in your hair.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really travel with a hat because I don't like to wear it for too long. And so normally when I'm traveling, I'm going to be on the plane for like 6 hours. So I don't bother. Yeah. All right. Well, that's a good wrap up. There you go. We did it. 'Tis the season for everybody. Hopefully that helped. And if it didn't, tough luck. That's what you got from us. So it's the end of the year, everybody. Enjoy your purgatory week. Thank you for tuning in repeatedly for those of you that have. And if we missed a travel hack, drop it below. Put it in the comments. Let us know. Let us know what you have for travel hacks, because I love hearing about them. And yeah. I guess we'll wrap things up here. You can like, subscribe, and share the channel. Find us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. That would be great. And then we'll start again in the new year with new things.
Bunch of new
about 2023.
Bunch of new stuff.
Watch out. Pew, 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 pew. DJ noises. All right. Thank you guys so much. I'm Brendan McKeigan. This is Tasse. Until the next one, keep it real.
Collective.